You know, for those of you who are interested in buying equipment, if you buy it within the months of July and August, for the most part, you'll also be contributing quite a bit to one of the most favorable and honorable charitable organizations, Nine Line Foundation, founded by Tyler Merritt and his people here at Nine Line. Hey everybody, it's Danny Sweem. I'm the CEO at M&R, and I'm happy today to be visiting a friend and a great customer of M&R. This is Tyler Merritt, and he is the founder and owner of Nine Line Apparel, based in Savannah, Georgia, with expansion happening throughout the Southeast. And we're very, very excited to have a chance to highlight him and his company and some of the things that he and his people stand for. So thank you for joining us, Tyler.
No, I appreciate it. I started this journey about 11 years ago on not M&R.
Yeah.
Realized that it was not a good piece of equipment and transitioned to you guys right around 8 years ago, and I don't think I would go anywhere else.
Oh, well, thank you for saying that. Very kind of you. I know our people will be very happy to hear that, and I certainly am as well. So, but yeah, the purpose for our visit today is that we are approaching, I think, our 247th anniversary as a country. And Nine Line stands for everything American, and we are very much the classic American company. So it's just really a great pleasure to hang out with you a little bit, and we had a great dinner last night, got to know a little bit more about Tyler and his story, and it's quite an amazing story. So I'm going to ask if you don't mind sharing some of these stories with some of our viewers here on the M&R YouTube channel here. But maybe you could tell us a little bit about your background and your military background specifically, sure, and then where Nine Line came from.
Yeah, so veteran owned and operated. It's a badge of honor. These days you hear a lot of individuals that try to claim veteran owned, veteran operated, but we truly are here in Savannah. I was stationed here in the 160th Special Operation Aviation Regiment as an air mission commander. I got to fly some of the most incredible humans out there. So your Navy SEALs, your Rangers, your Delta Force, to do bad things to bad people, right? Because we live in an incredible country. We take these things for granted, often way too much. And so bringing things to the United States, putting veterans to work, putting out a product that we're proud of, using machines that we're proud to use that are based in Chicago, using our textiles, which are primarily from Bella Canvas, which is based in LA. That's what we're trying to do here, is to show that if you can make it here in the U.S., you should make it here in the U.S. And you guys have allowed us to be able to grow from my garage about 11 years ago with myself and my wife and Miles, my CEO at the time, to we're sitting in 60,000 square foot with right on 250 employees. And this is truly the American dream. A lot to do with your machines. Awesome,
and it's a great place to be too. I mean, honestly, I'm biased toward this part of the country, hailing from the Southeast, and
I couldn't tell.
Savannah's a great place. Yeah, it's a great place. I love Wrigleyville, love Chicago a great deal, but certainly I hail from this part of the world, so it's really good to be back close to home here. Yeah, and like to hear a little bit more about the story. Obviously, you enlisted, I think, on 9/11 or just shortly after 9/11.
My brother actually enlisted, and he convinced me to go the officer route. So I got accepted to West Point shortly after 9/11. I was debating whether or not to follow my brother's footsteps and enlist, or to go in as an officer. And I've always wanted to fly. It's been my biggest passion. So I got accepted into West Point. I did well enough to be able to take one of the coveted aviation spots. Did well enough in aviation to take my favorite aircraft, which is the Apache. It's a flying tank. It's definitely a lot of fun. And then after my first deployment to Iraq, it's about a year long, I gathered enough nighttime hours to apply for the Special Operations Aviation Regiment. Got accepted pretty young, and I stayed there until I couldn't fly anymore. I got injured, started being a little bit more difficult to do daily tasks. And I set off to get rehabilitated, ended up being medically retired, not able to fly anymore. And around that time, I'd already started this business in my garage while on active duty. I relied a lot on the awesome employees that are still here. In between my deployments, I deployed 5 times to Iraq, 3 times to Afghanistan, several times to other countries throughout that time period. But just like within the special operations community, you build these organizations. Your subordinates can operate on minimal guidance and minimal resources. It's the same thing here, right? I'd give my founder, Miles Burke, who's in the other room right now, minimal resources and minimal guidance. And he created a culture where people started innovating. And we started innovating with your machinery, started innovating with different systems and technologies. And it's incredible. You know, what I was able to take from the military and being in those highly functioning, high stress environments of special operations community, been able to essentially do here in Savannah, Georgia, with just incredible, hardworking veterans and civilians.
And the inspiration for Nine Line came from really your philanthropic sort of endeavors in helping former military vets, correct? Or injured military vets, correct?
Yeah, when we started this company, I was using blanks from, all over the industry, right? And nothing really resonated with us. So in the military, a Nine Line is a call for help. So if you're injured in a battlefield, someone would call in for a CASEVAC, medevac, helicopter come in. It's 9 separate radio communications that I understand what I'm getting into, what to bring, what to expect. And that's the bond within the military. It's a call for help. And I saw around that time, 2012 time period, there was a big disconnect, between civil military, people not really understanding what our military was going through. And this is one of the longest standing wars in our history, right? Fought by the smallest group of our population. That 1% is serving and less than 1% is seeing, the real horrors. So when my friends would come back without limbs, and missing, a lot of physical and emotional trauma, there still wasn't the support network. So we started building houses for severely wounded veterans, all volunteers, and then we started building houses for homeless veterans. Again, no one's paid in our foundation, but that's what the brand means. We like to say that we're a call for help here in the United States to reinvigorate patriotism, and it's meant in a non-controversial manner where you just do good things for your fellow man, your fellow countryman, without expecting anything in return. And that's what we try to encourage here. And Nine Line, each of our departments have different philanthropic endeavors with different nonprofits around the country, and we like to put our money where our mouth is.
Well, it's really an inspiration. When you come into the facility here, you feel it. It's not just, it's something that's hard to project, I think, through a dialogue. If you're coming through Savannah and you're coming down I-95 or north on I-95 up from Florida, you should absolutely take a moment, stop by. They've got a great coffee shop here. Black Rifle Coffee is in your building.
That's
here.
Right. Great partners.
Yeah, and you've got those in other facilities as well. Why don't you talk a little bit more about where your locations are at?
Yeah, we've locations in downtown Charleston on King Street, in Augusta, Georgia, just recently opened. Savannah, Georgia, we have 2 here in off the beaten path, off 95, and also downtown on River Street. We have one in Delray. Just opened one in Daytona, and next month we should have a store in Key West right on Duval and US 1.
Awesome. So if you're in those vicinities, I would encourage you all to stop in and take a look. I got great merchandise, great printing being done on really good equipment made by M&R, but we're very, very pleased to be associated. And the foundation that you guys are involved in, we certainly want to learn a little bit more about that, but can you talk just for a moment about the foundation itself? Yeah,
Nine Line Foundation, again, run by all volunteers. We dedicate towards building wheelchair accessible homes for severely wounded veterans on the onset of 9/11. We've transitioned to helping severely wounded veterans that have found themselves without a home. The idea is to get them off the street with the tiny home project that we've built here in Savannah and Brunswick, Georgia. Then we have a partnership with Georgia Southern to get them vocational training in aquaponics, and we're building an aquaponics center here to essentially train the veterans so they can get employment, transition out of tiny homes, and then we backfill. So it's a venture philanthropic endeavor.
Awesome. Well, I am very happy to learn about it. We obviously at M&R we want to support great causes like this, and Tyler's a great American hero. There's just no two ways about it. He's actually quite humble. Spending a lot of time with him, he always projects and talks about others more than he talks about himself. But his history, what he's done, what he stands up for, is just blows you away. So we're really happy to be associated with you. M&R wants to make a pledge between July 4th and Labor Day. We want to make a donation to the foundation for every automatic screen printing press that we sell. We're going to donate $300, and then for every dryer that we sell, $150 toward that. So, for those of you who are interested in buying equipment, if you buy it within the months of July and August, for the most part, you'll also be contributing quite a bit to one of the most favorable and honorable charitable organizations, Nine Line Foundation, founded by Tyler Merritt and his people here at Nine Line.
Hey, I truly appreciate the offer. Nine Line Foundation, like I said, is an all volunteer force. It does require for people to work together like us, manufacturers. I'd like to do the same thing and match essentially your offer, where we're going to do a specialty shirt leading up to 4th of July, and shortly thereafter we'll donate the proceeds for that shirt to the Nine Line Foundation and hope bolster this endeavor a little bit faster.
Awesome. This is great news. I really appreciate that a great deal. You are such a class act, and we're just so thankful to have a chance to work with you and spend some time with you and learn more about your business, and we want to support your business as many ways we possibly can. So thanks so much for what you've done for us today, and we look forward to a great future together.
No, I appreciate it. I think the idea is, if we can make it here, we should. Organizations like yours and mine show that American manufacturing and ingenuity is not dead. It's growing faster than I could have ever imagined, and I truly appreciate all the support and appreciate everyone logging here. If you have an opportunity, go check out M&R. Don't do what I did, buy a bunch of lesser expensive but very cheap equipment that does not last. I would never be able to get to where I was without M&R and the equipment they provide, the service they provide. So a great American company. Very proud to work with you guys.
Same here, man. Really appreciate it. Everybody go see Nine Line and all the various locations that they are at in the southeast part of the United States, and coming to more locations, I would assume, in the coming weeks, months, and years.
That's
ahead,
right.
Good stuff. All right. Thank you so much, Tyler.
Yes, sir.
All right.